Welcome to PastMaster, the show where we reshape history with the help of our AI-powered Game Master. Will we survive and thrive? Will we master the past? Will any of it make any sense? Let's find out. My name is Ryan Mulcrone. I am joined, as always, by Tan Parsons once again.
Hello, Ryan. How you doing?
God, this lack of sleep really hit me. And yeah, I think Keon's still on holiday, so slacking off. So once again, for the third week in a row, we're joined again by Nick Horseman.
Howdy.
Welcome
back.
Nick.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yeah,
Good to have you again.
I'm taking over, Keon.
How was your week?
It's flown by, honestly. It's flown by.
Absolutely flown
like
by.
I was here yesterday.
Excellent.
So, we are going to run a different type of game today, is that right? We're going to run try and run a mission-based game, and I think you've got a particular mission in mind, Nick.
That's right, yeah. So after my previous visit to the past, and sort of discussing the concept of this whole experiment with you guys, I realised that the conversations I've had in the past about, what if you could go back in time, one of the very first ones, and sort of, in a lot of uni pubs, was, if you could go back in time, would you go back and kill Hitler before he did all the terrible things?
Sorry, can we just stop a sec? Welcome to PastMaster, the show where we reshape history with the help of our AI-powered Game Master. Will we survive and thrive? Will we master the past? Will I remember to turn the microphone on this time? Let's find out. Tam Parsons, Nick Horseman, hello. Sorry about that little technical error. We'll just seamlessly fix that in the edit.
Yeah.
So, Nick, you're telling us about your time travel chats in the pub.
Yeah, pub time travel chats almost invariably have at one point or another touched on Hitler. And if you could go back in time, would you kill the innocent Hitler before he'd done terrible things to prevent the terrible things that he would go on to do? We basically, do you sacrifice one life to spare millions? And so I thought, well, here we are. This is a fun little gambit. So why don't I see if I can kill Hitler?
So this will give us a definitive and realistic answer that we can trust, won't it? But yeah, it's an intriguing prospect. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to play a real blitz mission now. And you're going to be the player, Nick. I'm going to be voice of Game Master. And we're going to see if we can change the course of history.
Let's do it.
With a mysterious twinkle in my eyes and a slightly unsettling grin, I welcome you, dear player, to an experience like no other. Welcome to PastMaster, the grandest, most challenging, and yet most rewarding adventure you're likely to undertake in the realms of time and space. You'll venture into epochs you've only dreamt of, rubbing shoulders with figures whose impact has echoed through millennia. Are you ready for the ride of a lifetime? First, I need to know your name, dear player. It's the only piece of your identity you'll be taking with you on this epic journey. That's a bit ominous. Remember, to be a great time traveller, one must always have a name.
Wow.
That's the definition of a great time travel.
What shall I call you?
Yeah, well, I mean, my name, I don't want it to give me away, and obviously I've played a game as my real name, so let's go with something Germanic and of the time. So Klaus, quite similar to my name. Klaus
Hörsmann?
Klaus Hörsmann, yeah. Hörsmann.
A hearty welcome to you, Klaus Hörsmann. Your name will surely echo across eras, causing tremors in the tapestry of time. Now, let's decide on the landscape of your adventure. I present you with 3 choices. Should we skip those? Because I think we've got an idea in mind.
Exactly, yeah. So I've got a few choices. I can either... Basically, it's which side of the First World War do we go to? So my worry is finding him. If I go back to a time where Hitler has no profile, then how am I going to find him? Because from from what I've read on my phone in preparation for this recording, it doesn't seem like he was particularly well known at all before he got into politics.
Well, maybe,
in
I
the
don't
early
know,
20s.
could you track him down? Because it seems somehow distasteful to seek him out when he's a child, perhaps.
Yes, that was an option that I sort of thought about, but I mean, even though, with all the terrible things that he did, like going for him when he's a kid seems like a bit of a low blow.
Yeah, a bit of...
In the time travel murder game, that's below the belt.
Maybe that's why he turned out the way he did, because some time traveller went for him and didn't succeed.
Exactly.
Planted the seed of evil. Well, how about then instead going from when he's an art student at college and you can just sort of go around all the local art colleges and check for one.
Yeah, that was my thought. But from the Wikipedia page, which is the closest thing we've got here to an authority, he didn't get into his college at the Academy of Fine Arts of Vienna. He was rejected twice, but he lived in the city for a long time, earned money as a casual labourer, and by painting and selling watercolours of Vienna sites. It also says, I'm lifting this directly from Wikipedia, that during his time in Vienna, he attended 10 performances of Lohengrin, his favourite Wagner opera. I did think I would wait from the opera sort of Lincoln style and try and off him then.
I think go for it.
Yeah, all right.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
great. Okay, so I'll go to Vienna in 1911. Let's go 1911.
And what's is there an opera house that we're looking for?
Let's have a look. See if I can find it. We're really pitting one branch of the internet against the other at the moment, aren't we?
I reckon ChatGPT finds a way. It'll work at what we want. Was it Lohengrin?
Yeah.
That's the name of the opera.
That's the name of the opera, yeah.
How about this then, just to kick us off? I want to go back to Vienna in 1911 to the opera during a performance of Wagner's Lohengrin. I will keep an eye out for one A. Hitler in the crowd.
Yes, love it.
Okay, so we are being...
Let's just be, let's just
We're
lay it out.
We're leading Game Master by the nose here.
Yeah.
An unexpected but fascinating choice, Klaus. Vienna 1911 it is, teeming with music, art and all the turmoil of early 20th century Europe. It's a crucial time indeed, and a particular Austrian, Adolf Hitler, is an intriguing figure to intersect with. Prepare for the intoxicating allure of the opera.
It's got me pegged as an opera nut.
And the deep-seated tensions of a society on the brink of enormous change. The particular path to victory for your journey will be to become a cultural icon. Okay. A figure whose name, actions and influence will remain etched in human memory for centuries to come.
I mean, if I achieve my goal, I think...
You probably will.
Well,
no.
Because then no one will know about it.
You could just be a murderer.
Yeah, I'll just be some murderer. But little do they know.
Yeah. But maybe like Jack the Ripper, saved history by, stopping some...
Because all those innocent women would have really gone on to do some terrible shit.
Well, I guess that's our technical goal, but we can
know what we're here for.
Yeah. Now, hold tight as the time stream shifts and whirls, propelling you to the heart of the Habsburg Empire in its final years.
It's like a log flume through time.
That's a new one.
Whoosh! You're standing on the bustling streets of Vienna, the air filled with the clip-clop of horse carriages and the distant strains of a symphony rehearsal. In your pocket, you have 3 points and the full span of future knowledge in your head. Before you head to the opera house, let's get you settled. Do you want to 1, find a place to stay, 2, explore the city and gather information, or 3, head directly to the opera house?
Well, I need a weapon. And it's told me that I've got points, but points...
I reckon you could sell some points for a weapon.
I reckon I could, couldn't I? Yeah.
I got 3 points in my pocket.
I'm going to get a weapon. So I'm going to head into the town looking for a pistol salesman.
Okay.
Excuse me, do you take these points?
Yes. I'm from the future, you know.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, that'll do.
Pistol salesman. Cool. So we've got 35 minutes before it's going to sort of shut down automatically. So just bear that in mind. We might want to accelerate.
No, that's great because it's like a daring film where you've got to kill Hitler.
Okay.
In the next half an hour. You've got to save the world.
35 minutes to kill Hitler, starring Jason Statham.
Of all the actors, he would be the one.
Look, Hitler.
Look, Hitler, you mag.
You muppet.
Ah, you are a man of swift action, Klaus. I admire the confidence, but remember, every decision in PastMaster is not without its consequences. Given your current time period, carrying a firearm might attract unnecessary attention. Also, you don't have any local currency yet. So, procuring a weapon might be a bit of a challenge, but alas, your wish is my command.
Okay.
As you stroll the cobblestone streets, you spot a rundown shop with an array of weapons displayed in its grimy window. It's a dodgy-looking place, to be honest. Would you like to 1. Enter the shop and try to negotiate a deal.
Yeah.
2. Try to steal a weapon. 3. Reconsider and instead look for an inn to rest.
We haven't got time for rest.
I haven't got time for rest. The stealing is tempting because it's the quickest, but I feel like PastMaster will just take a point off me and I might not achieve my... So let's barter with this guy. Let's do 1.
Okay.
I'll suck his dick. How are you staying? Sucked a dick, killed Hitler. It's all right.
Okay.
I've got a feeling that ChatGPT won't let
It
you
might
do
say,
that.
I've got a feeling you breached my standards.
Yeah.
All right, maybe don't open with us.
I'll do anything. How about that?
Just
Yeah.
innuendo.
I'll do anything. Wink.
if you know what I mean.
Okay. So I've pared it back a bit to 1. I'll do anything. Wink.
Great.
I definitely think we would have got a yellow card from from OpenAI for that. Oh, the audacity. You're the type that embraces the thrill of uncertainty, Klaus. You enter the dimly lit shop, your eyes quickly adjusting to the limited light filtering in through the dirt street windows. An older man, grizzled with a harsh gaze, sizes you up from behind a cluttered counter. His suspicious gaze lingers on you. You're not from around here, are you? What brings you to my humble establishment? He grunts, picking at a piece of grime under his fingernails. You can 1. Feign ignorance and ask for directions. 2. State your intent to buy a weapon outright. Or 3. Try to strike up a friendly conversation and slowly steer it towards your needs.
I don't have time. 2. I want the weapon.
Just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must want something. Everyone wants something.
Your blunt approach certainly leaves no room for misinterpretation. You tell the shopkeeper outright you are interested in purchasing a weapon. His brows arch with surprise, but he grunts.
He's a fucking gun shop owner. Like, what does he expect?
What?
He grunts, reaching under the counter. Well, if you've got the coin, I've got the goods. What's your fancy, stranger? He lays out a couple of options, a small concealed revolver and a larger, more ostentatious pistol. You'll need about 20 kronen for the smaller one and 50 for the bigger piece. What will it be? It says, now, Klaus, you've hit a bit of a hurdle. You don't have any kronen yet. How will you proceed? And it says you can barter something from your present-day possessions.
Ooh.
Present-day possessions?
Yeah, apparently
Okay.
you've got something with you.
Sweet.
Offer to do a job for him in return for the pistol, or back out and think of another plan.
Job for the pistol. You know what I mean?
Okay, a job for the pistol.
Yeah, I want the little one. I want the concealed one. He's already warned me that I can't go walking around the streets of
Exactly.
Vienna with
Yeah.
a
Like
big
smart.
old Terminator gun. I gotta be discreet about this shit.
I'd love it if you walked into an opera with a Bren gun, just like...
That'd be amazing. I think he's in here. Take them all out.
Oh, dear. Right. Embracing the spirit of hustle, I see. Good for you, Klaus. With a nod, you tell the shopkeeper you're a little short on cash, but willing to do some work to earn the smaller revolver. He gives you a long, considering look before shrugging. I might have something for you. The shopkeeper explains that a competitor down the street has been taking his business. He doesn't ask you to do anything illegal, but he'd appreciate it if you could find a way to shift public opinion in his favour. Get me more customers, and the gun's yours. You leave the shop with your task. How would you like to proceed?
Burn the competitor's shop down.
Yeah.
And it says, start a rumour about the other shop selling defective goods, convince the locals about the superior quality of your shopkeeper's goods, or find a way to make a quick buck and buy the gun outright.
That sounds pretty vague, but
I suppose you could do like a little, put your hat out and do a little jig.
yeah, that's true. I like one. I'll loudly declare that the guns I've bought from his competitor shot my wife by accident when I was aiming at My dog.
So you're not going to see if you've got any future possessions on you? I mean, normally you're not supposed to, but the fact that
It did allow me to do that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been quicker.
I'll sell them my digital watch.
Yeah.
1. Loudly declare the guns from his competitor's shop shot my wife while I was aiming at my dog. That's so dark. Also, what have I got in my pockets from the 21st century?
Yeah, bingo.
How about that? Well, that's certainly a tragic tale to spin, Klaus. Bold and dramatic. The opera itself could have hardly devised a better plot.
Well, I think it probably could, but sure.
You saunter to the competitor's shop, getting a feel for the area before spinning your woeful story to some locals. The story of a defective gun from the other shop tragically misfiring and shooting your wife creates a buzz. People gasp, their faces horrified, and begin whispering amongst themselves. You can only hope the news spreads and business flourishes for your weapons dealer. As for your question, considering that this is a time travel game and to maintain a semblance of historical accuracy, you're not carrying any 21st century items.
It was a
Teased
trick.
you.
It was a trick.
It was a trick. Got us. Your knowledge of the future is your only tool. However, you might find items along the way to help you on your journey. After a day of spreading rumours, you return to the shop. The
Long, hard day out there spreading rumours.
smearing shit about it. The shopkeeper seems pleased. Word travels fast in Vienna, stranger. I have a feeling my fortunes are turning around. He hands you the revolver with a wink and a hearty pat on the back. Now armed, what's your next move?
Head to the opera.
Didn't even have to suck him off.
I know. Maybe later.
maybe a victory suck off.
I wonder if ChatGPT would have been like, the owner walks around, beckons you into the back of his shop.
You feel sordid. Used.
Bold and eager to continue your mission, you decide to head straight to the opera. It's a grand structure, its neoclassical architecture illuminated by a multitude of twinkling lights. The air is thick with anticipation and the rich fragrance of expensive perfumes. You're just in time to watch Richard Wagner's Lohengrin.
Excellent. Describe the entire opera to me.
As you enter, a random fact about the era crosses your mind. In 1911, the world was moving towards the brink of World War I, which would break out in just a few years. The tensions are unnoticeable in this room full of music lovers, but the political undercurrents are there.
Oh.
I love that the fact crosses your mind as the player.
Oh, that reminds me.
Now, it does point out, finding Adolf Hitler in the crowd could be quite the challenge. How do you plan to approach this, Klaus? 1, try and blend into the crowd and observe. Ask around subtly if anyone has seen a young man by the name of Adolf Hitler. Or 3, make a scene to draw attention, hoping Hitler might reveal himself.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to stand. I'm going to go to the front of the stage before the opera starts and shout, "Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a telegram for Adolf Hitler. You've won a substantial amount of money."
You've got a cruise.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a telegram here. I think they're telegrams. Would have had
Yeah.
telegrams. Yeah, I got a telegram here for Adolf Hitler. You're gonna want to hear this.
At this point in the
Read
cycle,
it, or
did he
read
have
it, yeah, whatever.
the same looks? Did he have the tash?
That's what I was hoping we'd do,
Yeah.
but I think that was a sort of like brand thing later on.
Yeah.
You're going to want to read this. How about you won an art prize? Or
Yeah.
you won a prize for your great art.
It's news about your amazing art. It involves money.
The audaciousness. Very well, Klaus. Let's see how this plays out. With the crowd's murmurs and the orchestra's tuning in the background, you stride confidently towards the stage. Clearing your throat, you project your voice over the clamour, announcing the arrival of a fictitious telegram for Adolf Hitler, piquing the interest of every patron in the Grand Opera House. A hush descends over the crowd, followed by a whispering and rustling. A few moments pass, and then, from the upper gallery, a young man with a sullen face and intense eyes steps forward. "I'm Adolf Hitler," he calls out. The crowd gasps, turning their attention to the man.
Why?
Surely-
Why? What?
Who's
The man who's getting a telegram here.
It's like a normal thing to happen to
Yeah.
get telegrams. Like,
His presence, previously unnoticed, has now been brought into the spotlight
is
by
he
your
famous
bold
at this
move.
point?
I don't think so.
not at all.
No, he's a nobody.
Yeah.
What will your next move be, Klaus? 1, approach Hitler directly and start a conversation about his art. 2, deliver a fictional message about a lucrative opportunity for his art. Or 3, stage a scene, making Hitler the centre of attention and setting the groundwork for his recognition as an artist.
Well, I mean, those are all lovely, lovely options. But I'm actually going to walk over and shoot him in the head, please.
I love the idea you prevent all the terrible things from happening by just making him recognised as an artist.
But then maybe that would have done it. That's the other side of the
Subtle
coin,
hate
isn't
away.
it? Yeah. If I make him a famous artist, maybe then he's like, oh, well, this is better. I don't need to get into politics. But no, I'll shoot him in the head, please.
Okay. I think his art was regarded as pretty bland, wasn't it? It wasn't,
Pretty average,
it wasn't
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But we could have humoured him if we'd have known what the
You
alternative
could say,
was.
this says your art's really good. He goes, really? And then bang.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
okay, so what do you want to do?
Make sure you get close to him, though, because it doesn't allow
He's
you.
in the
Yeah.
upper gallery, so
He's
you
in the
have
upper
to,
gallery.
like, maybe
all
it
right.
could be, like at
needs to be
Wimbledon
point
when
blank.
they win, they like climb into the crowd. You can sort of climb up and like stand on people's shoulders and
Shimmy up.
like just pull yourself up onto the upper gallery.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy with that. But I like the idea about complimenting his art because it doesn't sound like that was something that happened a lot. And you know, nice to have a good thought in your head before a bullet goes through it, right? I think.
I'm going to climb up to the upper gallery like a tennis player climbing up to see their family after winning Wimbledon and tell him his art is really great and
And then shoot him in the head.
At point blank range.
then
Yeah, point blank range. No
shoot
ducking.
him right in the head at point blank range.
Your move, ChatGPT.
How about this? Your move.
no,
Game-
because then
Game
it'll-
Master.
I don't want it to be like, oh, okay.
Okay. How about this? So
Do you think it will deduct a point for this?
I think it might do. But I don't think I might not survive as long as he doesn't survive.
Yeah.
That's kind of
it's
the thing.
such a deviation from the way we normally like play these games. It's like bold. My, Klaus, such a drastic decision. As your game master, I'm obliged to remind you that such an act will have severe consequences.
I bloody hope so.
I imagine it might. In 1911, murder in a crowded public place would result in immediate arrest and likely execution. Killing Adolf Hitler in 1911 could drastically change the course of history, yes, but it also poses an extreme risk to your safety and ability to continue the game. Are you sure you want to continue with this decision?
Yes, but then I run away really, really fast.
And it just goes on to remind you of a few housekeeping rules.
Yeah.
Remember, your objective is to become a cultural icon.
So kill him and then sing the opera.
yeah. Do the whole of Lohengrin, one man.
You should. You totally should. While this act may indeed leave a mark on history, it's far from the artistic or intellectual influence typically associated with a cultural icon.
No, I see
Yeah.
that.
Moreover, as per the rules of the game, performing such a dangerous act would result in a 2-point deduction, leaving you with only
shit.
1 point.
Only one.
That's all right.
Yeah, I
1
can
point's
live with
alive.
that. I can live with that. And I
That's
mean
it.
that in the most literal sense
Yeah.
of that sentence I've ever said.
Just says very simply, if you wish to continue, you may 1, confirm your decision to assassinate Hitler, or 2, retract your decision and find another way to interact with Hitler.
1. No, he's down. He's going down.
1, he's going down. And then do you want to specify I run away very, very quickly?
Yes.
Or I sing
First.
Lohengrin? A one-man...
Can I do both?
Yeah, run away very quickly whilst...
whilst performing Lohengrin in its entirety as a one-man show.
After... Is that it? Or do we want any more flavour?
In its entirety.
In its entirety.
Until either my throat or my
Playing
legs
every
give out.
character.
This reminds me of the time you forcibly sang
Jesus
at-
Christ Superstar
yeah.
to Jesus,
Yeah.
talking over him whenever he tried to interrupt. Okay, this is good. This is good.
the tension.
I know.
It's quite tense, isn't
It
it?
is quite tense.
Because it feels like it's real.
It did. I'm just like, will it let me?
clock is
Please let me.
Okay. A breathtaking decision, Klaus. Be prepared for the ensuing chaos. Your courage, if not your recklessness, is admirable. As you ascend the grand staircase, every eye in the opera house follows you. The audience watches in rapt silence as you approach the young man. A few compliments about his artwork,
I forgot about the compliment.
Oh yeah.
a swift move, and then a shocking bang echoes throughout the opera house. Adolf Hitler crumbles to the ground.
Wait.
You fucking got him.
You killed him.
Mate!
Oh.
Pandemonium ensues. Women scream, men shout, people scramble to take cover. The orchestra's instruments clatter to the ground, the noise adding to the confusion.
Yep.
Yeah.
So actually, in a way, this is kind of good because they're not going to get Lohengrin from the orchestra. So
Yeah.
when one really quick man sings it but as he passes, they'll be delighted.
In the midst of the chaos, you begin to sing.
Like I said.
In the midst of the chaos, you begin to sing the opera, your voice ringing out clear and true above the clamour. Each note, each word seems to hold the crowd in a stunned silence as you flee from the opera house, leaving a trail of chaos and a dead dictator in your wake. Although he wasn't actually a dictator at that stage, but a would-be
Dictator,
a future dictator. As you escape into the night, a couple of things become clear. You've dramatically altered the course of history. What was to become World War II might never happen, or it may take an entirely different shape. And you, Klaus, will be remembered as the man who assassinated Adolf Hitler in an opera house while singing an entire opera.
So surely I'm a cultural
Yeah.
icon. Talk about performance under pressure.
Next line, you have truly become a cultural icon.
Hey!
Congratulations.
Oh, what a slam dunk.
And it says, however, such a dangerous act comes with a price. Your point total is now 1. The authorities are on high alert and Vienna is no longer safe for you. Your next steps will have to be taken with extreme caution. What's your next move, Klaus? 1. Try to flee the city. 2. Lay low and find a safe place to hide in Vienna. Or 3. Surrender yourself to the authorities.
I feel like anything else after this is just bonus.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what else. I've achieved my own personal goal, if not Game Master's goal.
You could go on like a victory tour, like an open bust,
Singing. The opera,
and
singing
then
low.
reenacting the.
Yeah.
Your hard work is great.
Yeah, I love that. They docked me 2 points, right? They docked me 2 points, so I'm down to 1.
You're down to 1.
Eh,
You could ask if you could just turn on the time
Yeah,
sloosh machine again,
And whiz back.
whiz back and find out how history was changed.
the time log flume, yeah.
The time log flume.
Can I get back on? So now we're basically asking it to speculate what the world would look like without him.
That's another curiosity, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if it would say World War II didn't happen, or it just happened with some other guy.
Yeah, well, that's the big unknown, isn't it? Is would because obviously Hitler was the catalyst, but there were societal reasons for the rise of the Nazis. Would those still have just
Would there have been
happened
another-
with someone else at the figurehead?
Is it like a fixed point in time, like a Doctor Who style, like this piece of history always happens, no matter what you try and do?
I suppose if it does, though, the question then for me is whether there'd be the same anti-Semitism, because that I was like that element was almost entirely driven by Hitler.
But I think there was a lot of anti-Semitism in that era.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think there was. But again, if you
focused it,
if the leader, the supreme leader or whatever, and that again would whoever was leading the Nazi Party have insisted on becoming a supreme leader, and then if they weren't anti-Semitic, would there have been all the horrors of these are big questions.
Well, what does the robot say?
Well, let's find out what the answers are. A wise move, Klaus. After all, chaos tends to attract unwanted attention. With the hustle of Vienna fading into the background, you navigate back to your time-travelling device, nestled in an inconspicuous location. After a quick systems check,
Nice.
Still works.
your flux capacitor still working,
Yeah.
you set the coordinates for the 21st century. You brace yourself as the familiar rush of temporal displacement washes over you. As the world comes back into focus, you find yourself back in your own time. But this isn't quite the world you left behind. With Adolf Hitler's early demise in 1911, the events leading up to World War II never took place. Without the influence of Nazi Germany, Europe developed along a different trajectory. Nations that would have been under Nazi control during the war have maintained their pre-war borders. Art and culture flourished, with some of the artistic movements suppressed under the Nazis blossoming instead. Okay, not possibly the most important difference. But anyway.
But I am trying to become a cultural icon, so maybe that's its focus for this, yeah.
But it does go on to say, the absence of the Holocaust has left a lasting impact on global culture and consciousness. Without this horrifying event, conversations and attitudes surrounding genocide, ethnic cleansing and racism have evolved differently. However, this world isn't without its own version of conflict. In the absence of the Second World War, other powers fill the vacuum. An expanded version of the Cold War is ongoing, with more countries involved, turning it into a worldwide ideological struggle.
Wow.
Oh.
That's curious. That's kind of imaginative. Your name, Klaus, is found in some of the history books as a mysterious figure who killed a struggling artist in an opera house.
Yeah.
This strange event has been the topic of many a conspiracy theory and has even inspired a few movie adaptations. Your action has not only made you a cultural icon, but has also completely reshaped the 20th century. For better or worse, you have forever changed the course of history.
So I win.
Yeah.
And
But you didn't have enough points before you fucked off.
But I'm going to dock you a point because
it seems like it's still sort of hungry to keep playing, really. It says, with 1 point left, you can, 1, start another adventure in a new time period, or 2, stay in the 21st century and explore this new world you have created. Well done, Klaus. You've made it through the game of PastMaster with a significant impact on history. And it says, what will be your next move? But
I think it's kind of like a wrap up with also the
option. Yeah.
It's almost like, that was quick. Do you want to maybe dip your toe back in the past? All I want to know, though, is who has played me in the film adaptations.
Okay. And can I add, and what were the movies called?
Yes, please. God, if these aren't favourable, I'm going to lose my
That feels
shit.
like a more fun question. My question was going to be, did the atom bomb ever get invented?
Oh,
because,
yeah.
like, if World War II didn't happen, then the pressure to, ramp up that technology might not have. But
I guess with the Cold War ongoing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, if anything.
But then if it hasn't been used, then nuclear deterrent isn't the same thing.
But hang on, so I've extended the Cold War by around 40 years then?
Still ongoing.
Wow.
I feel like you could do a whole season of PastMaster just exploring this timeline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going with who has played me in the film adaptations of Hitler's assassination and what were the movies called? Also, did the atom bomb ever get invented? And it's sort of got its kind of mojo back after this fairly dramatic scene. It's like all chipper again. The world of cinematic adaptations. In the alternative universe you've created, 3 films were made based on the event you inspired. 1. The Soprano Assassin.
Because of my singing.
Oh, of course. I was thinking of like Tony Soprano. It confused me.
There's not the dig at my weight.
But I also like that you were a soprano. You're singing super high. That's crazy. This was a stylish art house thriller with a German expressionist vibe. In this film, your character was portrayed by Daniel Bruhl. Yeah, sweet,
okay, cool.
He played you with an intense brooding quality that won critical acclaim.
That's so Bruhl.
2. Aria of Death. This was a big budget Hollywood blockbuster, complete with dramatic orchestral scores and over-the-top action sequences. None other than Tom Hardy took on the role of Klaus.
Oh, yes.
Adding physical intensity to your character. And 3, the Vienna incident. A thoughtful indie film focusing on the impact of your act on Vienna's artistic community. Elijah Wood played you in this.
Oh, no, low blow to finish.
Elijah Wood played you in this version, bringing an emotional depth and vulnerability to your character.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, as long as he's emotionally deep. Cool.
And finally it says, as for the atom bomb, without the influence of World War II and the Manhattan Project, atomic weapons have not been developed in the same way. Ooh. The world has seen advances in nuclear energy, but the concept of harnessing it for mass destruction is a road thankfully less travelled.
Wow.
Nuclear power is widely used, but it is managed with a much more careful and regulated approach.
There you go.
Wow, how about that?
Well, congratulations. I think
Thanks.
that's the biggest impact in history yet.
I'm delighted. I honestly didn't think it would let me. I thought it would just say, but you can't have done that because he was alive and he did loads of bad shit.
Yeah, I was genuinely like
one bullet to the head is down.
I was genuinely intrigued to see how it would, play it out.
And I think as our first attempt at a mission version of PastMaster, it was quite good.
It was very successful. I think we'll have to do definitely some more missions.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And also, we didn't actually, in the prompt, tell it to be a mission. So
No.
the fact that we were able to weave in being a cultural icon in there, it was a good success.
But like your last playthrough, it did select one of the winning criteria for me. And it was definitely pushing the culture aspect, wasn't it?
It was delighted to get back onto the topic of cinema at the end.
I feel like that's almost like a who played me in the film of the whatever I did in history.
Yeah.
That just needs to become a standard question we ask it.
I think it does, yeah. It's a great finisher.
Aria of death. Love it.
We got some Mid-Journey artwork right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to see the 3 actors who played me stood next to each other.
I'm going to get on that.
Because they're all sort of contemporary, aren't they? They're all, obviously, those three films were obviously all made in the 2000s, weren't they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Crazy.
I've got one shout out to my friend Nick Culligan, who suggested, we almost played it, we didn't quite play it. He suggested to do a version of PastMaster where the Nazis won, and to explore that. So we might explore that, but that was a close one to it. And I really enjoyed that. The clock was ticking.
It was. That was great. It lit a fire. It was like, no, get that gun. Right, let's
The podcast
go.
studio closes in 5 minutes. We've got to
Quick, sack that guy off.
We just need a gun, mate. Oh, wait, you might be willing to trade. Okay. Yeah. No, it's great. Good fun.
Nick, thank you for joining us once again
My
for
pleasure.
the 3rd edition.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And maybe one day Kean will return from his long holiday. As ever, please do reach out if you've got any feedback on today's episode or where you'd like to see us go next. Do get in touch. We are on Twitter at PastMasterAI.
We're on Instagram at PastMasterPod.
We are on TikTok at...
I don't know. PastMaster AI?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And you can send us an email at pastmasterpod@gmail.com. We love hearing your feedback. And as always, tune in next week for more PastMaster adventures.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.